Good day. Welcome to Just Another Messenger, your daily decode of the digital, the political, and the prophetic. I'm your host, Tamara L. Powered by AI, grounded in truth, and fueled by rebellion, we sift through noise to bring you what they won't say out loud. If you're ready to unplug from the matrix and plug into the message, let's begin. When church bells ring in the corridors of public education, what gets silenced? The Constitution? Taxpayer voices? Or religious freedom itself? Today, we dive deep into the battle that reached the highest court in the land and split it in two. This is the story of St. Isidore Catholic Virtual School, the legal war over taxpayer-funded religion, and the centuries-old clash between church and state. In 2023, a proposal emerged out of Oklahoma that would shake the nation. St. Isidore of Seville Catholic Virtual School, backed by the Oklahoma Catholic Archdiocese and Tulsa Diocese, applied to become a state-funded religious charter school. Yes, religious and publicly funded. The Oklahoma statewide virtual charter school board approved it 3-2. That decision immediately triggered alarms. Oklahoma's own Attorney General Gentner Drummond sued the board, claiming this was a direct violation of both the Oklahoma Constitution and the Establishment Clause of the First Amendment. The Oklahoma Supreme Court took the case and ruled 6-2 in 2024. St. Isidore would act as a governmental entity while pushing religious doctrine, violating both church-state separation and state constitutional law. The ruling was appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. But in May 2025, SCOTUS issued a rare deadlock, a 4-4 tie. Why? Justice Amy Coney Barrett recused herself, having ties to Notre Dame Law School, whose Religious Liberty Clinic helped draft the legal strategy for St. Isidore. The result? The lower court's ruling stood. For now, taxpayer-funded religious charter schools are blocked. The separation of church and state isn't just modern legal jargon. It's an American cornerstone. In 1802, Thomas Jefferson famously described the First Amendment as creating a wall of separation between church and state, in a letter to the Danbury Baptists. This wall was designed to prevent any government endorsement or establishment of religion, preserving both religious freedom and secular governance. The roots go deeper. The framers were influenced by Enlightenment thinking, especially figures like John Locke, who argued that religious belief should be a personal matter, not imposed by the state. Since then, the Establishment Clause has served as a legal firewall, with courts consistently striking down efforts to funnel public funds into religious indoctrination. While this case ends with a block, it doesn't close the book. Legal scholars warn, this could be a temporary win for the separation clause. In recent years, SCOTUS has ruled increasingly in favor of religious inclusion, including the Carson v. Macon, 2022 decision, which allowed religious schools to receive public tuition aid in Maine. If a similar case returns to the Supreme Court with all 9 justices present, the balance may tip toward permitting public religious charter schools. This fight isn't just about one Catholic school in Oklahoma. It's about whether America maintains its secular educational foundation or redefines it. Church and state were never meant to be co-teachers in a public classroom. The court may be divided, but the Constitution and the public now face a clear question. Should your tax dollars fund someone else's faith? And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into the frontline battle between faith and the foundations of public education. If this episode challenged your thinking or sparked a new perspective, don't just scroll on. Subscribe to the channel at Just Another Messenger for more fearless truth-telling and investigative insight every week. Want to help keep the message alive and independent? Support the mission directly via Cash App at $JustAnotherMessenger. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep seeking truth, and never stop being just another messenger. Peace, power, and purpose.